Yo, 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 welcome to another episode of the Say Guy Saturday podcast with AP and Chewy. I am Chewy.
And I am AP. Welcome to spring, this auditory spring that is of knowledge that we
Hey,
have brought forth to you today.
uh, wait, talking about knowledge. In the previous episode, I was judging people about, I was listening to it again. I was judging people, I was policing people saying I don't care about people that get caught, that catch corona from doing leisure shit. I take that back because I'm not really the as innocent as I claim to be. So I want to take that back. People catching corona sucks.
Mm.
It's fucked up, and I don't want to be I don't want to police people. But no, but you know what? I did my thing about 10 days ago, so I'm fresh. So I can go back to policing. If you catch that thing, I don't care. I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm playing.
Hey man, speak your truth, man. Speak your truth.
Amen.
Honestly, if they doing their leisure shit, bro, and they don't care about themselves, that's their problem.
Yeah. Uh,
That's their problem.
on this episode we haven't really sorted out how we introduce topics on this thing, so we're just going with the flow. But in this episode we have a guest, a friend of this thing. AP, please introduce. Though I don't know what to say, my thought. I'm flustered and I'm having hot flashes here. Please introduce them.
Yeah, to make this easier for you, since this is awkward for you.
Extremely.
Hi, Monica.
Hi, everybody.
Monica happens to be our resident, uh, Chewy's girlfriend, and
Why is it so
she's
hard for
a
you to
guest
say that?
today. He's getting
Is someone going
flustered,
to be offended if you said it?
Yo, gang,
right?
gang peeps, gang peeps.
Mm,
Today we have a guest, Monica, my queen, the queen that I keep talking about. Um, yeah, a friend of the show,
A big
uh,
fan of the
a
show.
big fan of the show, a contributor to the
mm,
show. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. What? Yo, yeah.
Welcome.
Welcome,
Thank you, guys. Thank you for
welcome,
having me today.
welcome, welcome. And today,
Yeah. So the point of today is to have a discussion about a show we all recently watched.
mhm.
I May Destroy You, which I'm quite sure the title of the show is basically like is directed at us, the audience, because damn, it is, yeah, it basically changed my view of things, educated me a lot as well.
Yeah, yeah. It did that. It destroyed me. It did what it needed to
Mm-hmm.
do, bro. And when it says it's a bit what's the word? It's a bit, it's I may. No, you will.
It
And you
will.
did. And you did. It's brilliant show. Brilliant show. Shout out
No,
to,
definitely.
yeah.
I'm just trying to look
Michaela
up the.
Coel.
Yes, her name, Michaela. I had
Mm-hmm.
forgotten it, but I love her work. Unfortunately, I haven't seen Chewing Gum, but I've seen Black Earth Rising. I've seen her in, I think she's in, oh, what's it called? It's a popular show. Okay,
There's
I
That's
so
can't think
many.
of it.
that's
But I've seen her in
There's so
Black Earth
many.
Rising. I've seen her in Black Earth Rising, and I love her
oh, I
work.
think I think you also saw her in Black Mirror in
Yes, yes,
the
Black
Yes,
Mirror.
yes, she was in Black
SS,
Mirror.
the SS what episode, the one with the dude who created a virtual reality sort of.
Yeah, so he
Remember?
can torture his colleagues.
Yeah, so you can talk to his colleagues.
Mm,
Yeah, but
yeah.
before we jump into it, like it was watching this was weird because, like, you know, I saw her in chewing gum. That's how I became familiarized with her work. So you watch this, and it's you can't separate the characters, because in like
Mm-hmm.
in when you see her in Black Earth Rising, it's a different narrative, it's a different
Okay.
story. You see her in that Black Mirror episode, and it's like it's a different narrative, it's a different story. But you see her in this, and if to me it felt like a spiritual sequel to Chewing Gum. Like with Chewing Gum, maybe is the Christian girl trying to find herself, the young Christian girl trying to find herself in the world, and like um going into trying to have sex, all that stuff. And then this is sort of her grown up, two different people, but like, yeah, yeah.
Uh, I've been
An
watching a few.
evolution of
Oh,
sorts. Sorry, carry on.
okay. I've been watching a few of her interviews as well, and actually, she went through that. So she identified as a Christian, and now she doesn't anymore. And she even mentions that prior to that, she was creating content basically about her life. So maybe chewing gum is exactly what she was going through. A Christian girl trying to be or trying to fit into the world, essentially. And maybe I May Destroy You also speaks on her experiences, because the interview I saw, she didn't explicitly say, I went through this, but maybe she did, maybe she didn't. But it seems like
Uh,
she really writes about her experiences and her life story. And yeah,
um,
I'm like a fan now.
um, she did actually. Like I've read a couple of articles, and it's actually based on
Her
inspired
experiences.
rather, yeah, an experience, a spiking experience that she had while she was writing Chewing Gum.
Uh,
Hmm.
Yeah,
yeah,
so
I also
it
got
comes from a
spiked
real
once.
place.
And when I saw episode one, I was like, damn, this is it. Because you literally lose your memory and it comes to you bit by bit when you try and piece together the night. Like,
Yo,
I went to a
okay.
party with people I didn't know well enough, but like I knew the people. They weren't like complete strangers. We'd actually hung out before. And they were like, no, there's something happening called Villakazi Street. It's like house party, but an event situation. So it was an event at a house
Mm-hmm.
type of setup. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I think it doesn't make sense as I explain it, but when you experience it, it makes sense. Anyways, we went there and basically I got spiked and it was horrible. I got so sick afterwards. I
Did you know you were spiked at the moment?
no. And the thing is, I think the people that I'm with, that I was with, are the people who spiked me because of one of the dudes, like not even one, like both of them were basically gaslighting me the whole time. Like, no, you drank too much. Like, don't worry, nothing happened. But I can't black out from 3 drinks. There's no way you can black out from 3 drinks, even if I'm a lightweight. So they spiked my first drink, and then the drinks I had afterwards, I mixed myself. So the first drink was mixed by someone else. But I thought I was cool because of when the person was mixing the drink, I was looking at him, but obviously I wasn't thinking that I was going to get spiked. So I wasn't too focused on how he's mixing the drink. So
Mm.
they spiked my first drink, and then I had 2 more drinks after that. I blacked out essentially. And they kept taking pictures of me dancing, like doing wild stuff. I don't even remember these things. And then I fell asleep. Like, this is so that's so embarrassing because I'm just like, oh my gosh, I would never do this. Like, I just fell asleep
Mm.
randomly at a party. Like, I just sat somewhere and I just fell asleep there alone. So one of the guys that we came with was like, he saw me and he's like, no, let's go to my car. I couldn't even walk straight. Like I remember that more than anything from that night. Like I couldn't walk straight, and I've never been drunk to the point where I can't walk because of my tolerance for alcohol isn't that high. I don't drink that much, but I couldn't walk, and it was a horrible night. Fortunately, nothing happened. I think the person who actually spiked me had intentions to do something, but
Mm,
there was another girl who we met there who came with one of the guys that I came with. So I'm not explaining the story correctly, but anyways, they had a fight. The girl and I slept at one of the guys' place,
mm.
and I'm assuming it's the guy who wanted to spike me. So because that girl was there, he couldn't really do anything. And I think I don't even remember her name, but essentially she saved me because her being there,
Thank God.
nothing happened. But yeah, being
Thank
spiked is
God.
horrible. Like it shouldn't be a thing of why do you go to a party? Why weren't you looking at your drink? Why weren't you careful with your drink? Let's shift
Victim blaming is the
the
worst.
conversation to why are men spiking or why are people spiking in the
Exactly.
first place?
Exactly. Because victim blaming is the worst thing you can do to someone who
Yeah.
has had something terrible happen to them.
Yeah, and you can't
It's
even
the
share
worst
the
thing.
story because you get shamed so much. Because I remember when I told my brothers, they were like, "Why did you go to this party? Like everything was my fault." But I was like, "Do you go to a party to get spiked? You go there to have a good time, like anybody
Exactly.
else."
You don't go there expecting to get spiked. Nobody does.
Yeah,
As he would himself, you go in that vein as well.
yeah. So immediately when I watched "I May Destroy You," it had me. It captured me. Episode one, I was like hooked. I was like, "Oh my god, this is me. I know this experience." And yeah, it was amazing. I loved the whole series. I kept telling Chewy about it, like, "Oh my god, this is so awesome. This is amazing. You need to watch it." And he was like dragging his feet, like, "Oh, I'll watch it. I'll get
As
to it
usual.
eventually."
Yeah, yeah,
Fortunately, he
As
did.
usual.
yo. I don't just jump into shit, yo. And yeah,
You need the two party system, right?
Thank you. I was
yeah,
about
two
to say
party
that.
system. One of you says, "Yo, watch this thing." I'm like, "Ah," and then the other one is like, "Yo, watch this thing." I'm like, "Okay." The two of you are telling me to watch it. I'll watch it. Like with Parasite, it took me a year to watch it, but I watched it.
It
I'm
took you a
thinking
year to watch
about
Parasite,
Parasite.
and by the time you watched it, I didn't care anymore.
Me too. Like when you were telling me about it, I was like, dude, I am over Parasite. Like I don't even
Yeah,
remember what.
yeah, I loved it, and I'm just tired of it now. I'm just tired. Cool.
And again, in
Choo.
Parasite, he was doing that thing where when you watch something with him and you've seen it, he keeps asking you, "What's gonna happen? What happens next?" And when he was watching Parasite, he kept doing it, and I just ignored him. Like, you'll see what happens because it
You
has.
should just you should just mislead him like I do. I just mislead him.
I should
Trash,
have.
trash, trash.
I should
This
have.
is we get judged in the world for trying to share experiences with the people we love. Damn, bro. Damn.
Wow.
Whoa. Whoa.
But I have a question for you guys.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
After watching I May Destroy You, let's start from the beginning. And what do you guys think of going to a party as a group and not leaving as a group,
Mm-mm.
leaving someone
Mm-mm.
behind?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. That game
It's
will not be played here. That game
yeah, we
will
don't.
not be played. I can't see myself, and I think we've spoken about this, Monica. We've spoken about this. If we go as a unit, we leave as a unit. Maybe maybe we get there as a group, right? Five of us, six of us, whatever. We get there as a group. We might split up, but the split up is on the exit. Like you and you guys live closer together. You guys are gonna go together. You and you live close. You know, it's never no man. No, I remember. You know what? It reminds me of the time I blacked out because I was stupid drunk, and I was stupid drunk. Like I remember,
Is this the one they carried you?
yeah, it's the one they carry.
Okay.
It's the one they carried me, bro. Like I was drunk. I was not, guys. I was drunk. Like I remember how drunk I was because I remember puking. I remember being on the floor. I remember puking. I remember standing up. I remember my boy was telling me stories the next day. He's like, "Yo, my dog, you were pissing on people's cars. You were not on purpose. Like I was trying to pee, but I was so off
You
balance
couldn't aim.
I couldn't aim, and then like
Wow.
because I remember waking up. I remember waking up in the back of because we went to the party with this group of dudes, right? It was my friend's
Mm-hmm.
friends, my boy's friend, mm, my boy's boys, my homie, my homies homies. Nah. so
Okay, okay.
so so I remember waking up. I'm groggy. I'm I'm not good, bro. I'm not good. So I checked the dudes. I'm like, yo, what's good? They're like, hey mona, him fit in the road here. I so because I was like, yo, so I was like, where's the dude? Because I went with him specifically because he's my boy. He's like, nah, what's I mean, little mama. I'm like, okay, no, cool. And it was like just the way they looked out for me, my wallet,
Mm,
my phone, everything was fresh, everything was untouched, everything was, they even got me food. And now, mind you, I know these dudes, but they're not my friends. I know them. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, yo, these are solid people. I remember with you, AP. Oh, you went there when Stones was still a club here in Hatfield. I got stupid
Mm-hmm.
drunk, bro, and then I had to be carried. Yeah, there's a lot of carrying in
how
my.
many times are people gonna carry you?
Hey man, that's friendship. We
Hey
carry one
man,
We
it's
another.
carry each
uh,
other.
We carry each
exactly,
other.
exactly.
But back to just the conversation of leaving people behind. I think that's the first thing that not the first thing because as the show goes on, they kind of show that energy that these people like leaving each other in clubs and stuff, and it's like I
Yes,
can't do
yes,
that.
yes.
We got here
Yeah.
together. We must
We have
leave together.
never, and
Mm,
that's the thing. We have never done that,
Yeah,
and it's never been a thing that we do. We got here together. We leave together. If we leave all of us, even if there's extra people. Cool, we leave. Let them come with, but as long as the people we came with
yeah,
are here.
yeah. Like I can't. I find it very risky, very scary,
mm,
because anything can happen. And that's
true.
that. What fucks me up is, I hope I'm not mansplaining. What fucks me up is you as a dude, as dudes, like the worst thing that can happen to us, and obviously this is not for all situations, but you at a party, worst thing that can
Mm-hmm.
happen is you get your shit stolen, you get your phone stolen, you get your wallet stolen, dudes bounce, whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
for women, there's
Woman.
there's so much more that can take place.
Normally I would
Mm.
agree with you on that, but
Yeah.
I feel like the show again, it doesn't address it directly like that, but you're able to see how also men can get raped.
Oh no
Like
no no
Kwame
no no
got
no wait wait,
raped
wait. I'm not talking about other circumstances. I'm saying um
no, for the worst when you go to a party.
yeah
For a dude, if you get left behind, you're not worried about I'm gonna get raped, or you're not worried
yeah
that your friend is gonna get raped. You're more worried about he might get mugged
yeah
and not be able to
yeah.
get
I'm not
home.
I'm not saying
But
it's impossible. I'm sure it.
yeah, but
Yeah
what I'm
yeah
trying to get into is that maybe also as much as we worry about GBV and about women, we also need to worry about men getting raped when they go to parties and stuff. Like that happens. And I feel like we still live in a society where men can't openly talk about being raped. It
mm,
reminds me also about the rapist, I think in Manchester, who was raping men and like he raped like 100 and
Mm-hmm.
something men.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like it happened last year. And many of them, the police couldn't arrest him because of men weren't speaking out. He'd raped them, like you maybe you went to a party, your friends left you behind, he'd see you and be like, oh, are you looking for your friends, let me give you, here's a phone to call. Next thing you know, he spikes your drink, you're up in his flat.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
And we are back. That's how you come back.
That's the only
Sorry,
way you bring it back.
only way to bring it
That's
back.
the only
Sorry
way.
about that. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties. Technical
Hmm.
difficulties. Where were we? Where were we? Oh yeah,
The
Manchester.
Manchester rapist.
Yeah, Monica, continue with
Yeah.
with making me feel trash.
Not even. I just wanted to
Mm, mm,
make people aware that as much as women, we go through so many struggles, men also face their own struggles, and we live in a society where they can't even speak up. As mentioned, the Manchester rapist, men didn't come forward to speak about being raped, and that hindered the police from apprehending the perpetrator in time before
For
hurting
such a
other
long
people.
time.
Yeah,
Damn.
so leaving your friends behind, even men can get sexually hurt. So yeah, it brings me to Kwame's situation. Like, what did you think of it when you saw that scene? Like, it was, for me, it was the most explicit gay scene I've ever seen.
You know, first of all, I had no clue that non-consensual humping was a thing. Uh, e- and like the way they depicted it though, that's the thing.
Cause
It was that was straight up rape. I was like, okay, cool, that's rape. But
yeah,
then when they got to the details, we're like, oh, it was a humping. Oh, okay.
Mm.
yeah.
That
Well,
And
that kind of made it that kind of made it different in a sense. But then also
yeah,
you like,
and I
yeah,
liked how they played that scene alongside Arabella's scene. I think
yeah,
both those
yeah,
scenes
yeah,
were dealing with consent in different ways because of
yeah,
you think humping is not a thing, but you still need consent to hump
yeah,
someone,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
you know?
Can't
And
be out
then
Same as
here.
condom removal.
Can't be out
exactly.
here. Can't be out here willy nilly dry humping on people. Can't be. That's
Yeah.
yeah. Cause that's how I saw it. Like you guys just said when it happened, it was like yeah, this is wrong. But when he gets to the police station and he's explaining what's happening, and it's like the way the cop handled it, like he was so confused, so like like it made it seem like our one. It's like that thing of, and I think this is what you just said right now, Monica, about these things happen to men as well, and it's not really taken seriously. Like it was like, bro, you here to talk about you got a dude humped on you,
Mm,
and and the
Mm.
contrast in how serious it was taken with when Arabella went to make her case and when Kwame went to make his case, and it's like this. It's a vast difference. It's a vast difference.
I loved how the cop was like, as he was getting up, he kind of like did this thing where he did a double take and it's like, there's this auto system out there for you to input what happened instead of us directly dealing with this. And I was like, yo, that is just the trashiest thing you can possibly say right now. But then
ugh.
also it kind of serves like, Chewy, I want you to imagine how it would be if you walked into a police station in South Africa and you are like, yeah, they raped me.
Bruh,
Do you think that guy would sit there and be like, hey,
bruh,
I
bruh.
mean, khawuzela uzozale lo muntu uthini lana?
But you say that, and that's when Arabella did go to the police. That's what I was expecting because of the experience of
Mm,
what South Africa of the policing system in South Africa. That's what I was expecting. That the lack of empathy, if you will, like
yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
then
I don't even think it's lack of empathy. I think lack of education. And I'm not talking about qualifications. I'm talking about being educated. You're a police officer. You deal with people on a daily basis that have experienced some form of trauma. You need
Mm-hmm.
sensitivity training. You
Yes,
need,
sensitivity training.
yeah, there's just so many educational tools that they need and that they lack in South Africa. Like, yo, it's actually disgusting when you think about it.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, let's try to keep this in to the timeline of the thing because we're going back and forth. When
I
Kwame,
know.
No, but that's the thing, though. But that's the
It is
thing.
a
We,
timeline.
nah,
It is. We talked about spiking and then we went into leaving people behind and then the stealth raping and the humping
we
situation.
never spoke
yeah,
about stealth rape. Can we talk about stealth raping?
yeah.
Why
Stealth
Yeah.
raping.
why
Stealth
is that a
raping.
thing?
I remember when we talked about this years ago. To when we actually discovered that people secretly remove condoms.
Mfethu, Mfethu,
It was so shocking
Or,
to
or,
us.
or pierce holes into condom. I grew up knowing what some guys pierce holes into condoms.
I don't
What?
know. Funny thing. I heard about that story the other way around. So I never let women put a condom on me. I'm, I feel so uncomfortable having this conversation, but
It's
I'm
just
not gonna hear. But like every time,
Speak. Tell me about your girls. Let me hear.
nah, relax.
this is so fun for me right now.
Relax, y'all. Relax, y'all. But like every time, I would never like, cause that was the conversation. Yo, my dog, they pinch the condoms.
Mm,
They pinch the condoms. So every time a girl was like, "Let me put a condom on," you was like, mm, you ain't, mm-mm. And
Yeah, I don't
so
trust you.
yeah, so I think it's a story we all kind of have a myth of
yeah.
people out here.
Yes.
But even but what you're saying, I think, is very different. It's not even very different because that means that person is not even they're equally trash and equally a violation. Because if you're purposefully
Mm-hmm.
poking a hole in a condom, that means you're trying to make someone pregnant, essentially, right? So
Or
I don't know,
infect
I don't
someone with something.
or infect someone with something. So it's equally trash. I Why do people want to have unprotected sex with strangers? That's my, we'll talk about the violation later. I'm just trying to get back to that. So you're
You've
having
got
sex,
nothing to lose.
you have everything to lose.
But I feel like
Dude, that's
if
everything.
you feel like being HIV positive or having a certain STD is the end of the world for you, you have nothing to lose. So you're just gonna
Yeah,
see
yeah.
everyone
In that regard,
unprotected.
yeah. I'm saying like the Zane situation. Why like stealth rapers? Why do they take that? You just met this person. You're literally, hey, how you doing? Energy. You go back to some so and so's house. You guys are doing it with protection, and then you take it off. Why?
Stealth
Why?
rapists deserve STDs or STIs. Like they
And
deserve them.
they really that's harsh, but yeah, I understand
No,
your
the thing is
point.
you having sex unprotected intentionally and like tricking
Forcefully as well.
people because of think about it, you are busy, you're having consensual sex with someone and you don't know this person. I think it's the norm to use protection, especially if one of you says, where is the rubber? Where's the condom? So clearly that is you being consensual that we are going to use protection. And then midway through the act, you just take it off. And then when the sometimes the person doesn't even know. Because if you're very stealthy about it, you can just take it off and pretend like you had it on the whole time.
I think it's weird. I think it's weird. Like
It's disgusting.
I'm
Ugh.
yeah, okay. Let me not share too much with, with the queen
Share, my
being here.
brother, share.
No, I'm thinking about APU. You can also attest to this.
Mm-hmm.
There was a good era in our time where sex was filled with anxiety.
Yes.
For me, specifically, every time I had sex, I would panic every time I was like, ah, shit, I'm about to come. I would panic because I would think of one thing: the condom might break. What if the condom is broken? Because I had a condom
Mm-hmm.
breaking situation, and like that shit, like, bro, I panicked. You know how you know how sad, you know how painful that is? How painful that is when you at the door, you're knocking on the door, but you don't want to open. But the door's open, and my brother, you're like, yo,
And there's no stopping that door
fair.
once it
Yo,
starts
like,
opening. There's
dude,
no
you do it.
stopping
You
it.
check every time. You check. Ooh, I'm still here. Ooh,
That's it.
ah, you know.
And it's the
But
first thing I do as well. It's always the first thing I do. It's, you pull out and then you check. Okay,
yeah,
all there. We're
everything's
good.
intact.
Yeah.
Everything's intact.
I feel like as women, you also need to do the same thing. When someone says, I just came, you need to see that condom. You need to see that milky ish inside. Like, like, it's your job to check. Like, it's your job to check. Because you cannot
Yeah.
trust these men in the streets. Because
Yeah, no, don't
I think
trust us.
the show also spoke on just how trusting you can be with someone. So Arabella had just met Zayn, but they knew each other professionally. It was they were working together. So I think there was
Mm-hmm.
already a level of trust building,
Mm.
and then
Mm-hmm.
you, for some reason, decide to have sex, and then this person just takes it off, and then he acts like it's not a thing. Like that annoyed me the most because of
Also, he kind
it's
of blames
wrong.
you as well in the
Mm.
situation. Didn't you feel a difference?
My vagina has hands inside. I can feel things with my vagina. Like really, to
Mm,
that to like really, I can break it down like that. Okay, no, there's a pencil inside of me. Nope, it's not a pencil. It's a pen. Oh no, it's a dick. It doesn't work like that. Like it annoyed me so much when I saw that scene.
yeah. Yeah, no, stealth rapists, the worst.
Mm.
Chewy's not having a fun time right now.
Yeah, hearing these conversations, having these conversations but it's cool because we've
That
kind of we've yeah. But can we talk about what was the bold girl's name? Can we talk about how calm she was about getting spiked? Oh yeah, we got spiked. Eh? Just
Oh
like that?
I think
yeah, that girl. Forgot her name because she was
I
like,
think
dude's side chick.
uh, for
Yeah.
me, I'm realizing a lot about this show that it deals with a lot of comparisons, like the Arabella going to the police situation and Kwame and how different it was.
Mm.
Arabella and that bold girl getting both spiked, but both of them having different
Mm.
reactions. Arabella was confused as to what happened to her, and that girl was just focused on her relationship with Simon.
Mm.
Yeah, like honestly, I love this show so much. Like to anyone who's a poet out there or who loves poetry and just breaking things down, I feel like the show is just perfect for you. There's so many
It's
things
layered.
you'll enjoy. Yeah.
Mm. Okay.
Helena, I was surprised by that bold girl. Like her reaction was just so unnecessary.
Yeah, when she freaked out on Arabella, like, whoa, home girl, relax, man. Just go.
Mm,
It's trying to piece shit together. Like, be accommodative to not be accommodative. You can react however you want to react. But I feel like if we both got spiked, my reaction right now is not going to be to attack you.
don't
It's going to be like,
definitely.
yo, what happened? What happened? Shit, we got the
Mm.
urgency, nyana. Hey, yeah.
Mm.
Why you playing
Mm.
Simon? Why you playing? Hey, relax,
By the way,
relax.
I love how the show weaves humor and tragedy in the same breath.
For maybe for the two of you, I didn't laugh. I only laughed in episode one. Episode 1 is the only episode I laughed, and then everything else I was like,
It
what the
But
and
even the
it's
last
not it's
episode.
not it's not laugh out loud funny. No, it's like, haha, okay, that's funny. You know, yeah, like it weaves humor and tragedy. Well, yes, please. Mm-hmm.
I feel like this whole recording is going to be me just asking you guys questions.
Yeah,
But
as it should be.
A-
Mm-hmm.
AP, what do you
Mm-hmm.
think of threesomes in relationships? Because of Simon was supposed to find a girl into their relationship,
Mm-hmm.
and turns out he's a side chick or whatever. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
what do you think of threesomes?
By the way, Chewy, this is a future topic for our podcast. I will answer this. Yeah, no, he's refusing already. He's refusing. So I'm more interested in your guys' answer. But yeah, for me personally, threesomes are a no go. They are a no go.
AP trying to
Uh,
score brownie points with his queen. Listen to this man
no, I don't
lie.
need to. I
Listen
don't
to
need
this
to.
man lie.
I don't
For
need
me,
to.
they're
I don't need
not.
to. I don't need to score brownie points. I've had this conversation with my queen already, man. I've had this conversation. We
And
know
what
we
was the
know the
answer?
logistics of it. The
Mm,
logistics of it,
mm.
they could get weird. It could get very weird. So rather not try it at all and not complicate things.
Yeah,
And you
that's
too.
I
Yeah.
copy paste, Papa. Copy paste. That's us as well. Yeah, copy paste, copy paste. Nah, but
Um,
we've also had this conversation before, and it's literally that. Just um, it will
dangerous ground.
it's dangerous grounds because what if
Yeah.
feelings develop for what if anything can happen involving someone into a relationship when your union in itself was not when your union in itself is monogamous. You're coming from a monogamous standpoint. Now you're trying to add stuff, and maybe the both of you don't know how to traverse those grounds. It might it might be a little, it might be shaky. It might be some
Preach,
sleepless
brother.
nights.
Preach.
Some sleepless nights.
Preach,
Well,
brother.
whatnot.
Hmm.
But listen, if the queen is like, yo, Chewy, let's try it. Hey, we in the street. We're in these streets. We're in these streets. Eyes, 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 eyes.
Eyes, 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 eyes.
Like, I'm just realizing how I Made a Story has so many topics that it covers. Like, they literally the first episode they talk about threesomes, but because of so much happens throughout the season, you don't even connect the idea of threesomes with the series. Like, it just came to my mind right now when we were talking about the bald girl, and I was just thinking how she got introduced to us is that, oh, she was
Threesome.
Simon's side chick,
But
and
why
then
would Simon dropped the ball? Like your wife is saying, yo, let's do a threesome. Why you shaky in these streets?
maybe he doesn't want a
Um
threesome.
Simon.
He's looking for a committed relationship. He
Yo,
wants
but no, no,
monogamy.
no, no, no. But if we're having a consensual threesome, the commitment is still there. It's just adding a different kink to to what we're already doing. You can bring. Hey, I'm not sleeping tonight. There's no. I don't think there are people who can do threesomes. There are people who can't do threesomes. It's that simple. Maybe yes, Simon didn't
Yeah.
want to have a threesome. I'm just saying
He should have said
opportunity.
so.
The opportunity exactly. The opportunity arises. I hear, yo, Chewy, let's bring another uh body into this, another woman into this. Listen, I will grab that ball. Why? Okay, pause. I will grab that opportunity with both hands, man. With both hands. But at the same time, there's a lot that can go wrong. There's a lot of
True.
logistics that need to take
Like
place.
Terry's situation,
Yeah,
again, the
yeah.
show and its comparisons, I just realized that, oh, there's two threesome situations. It's Simon and then Terry.
Oh,
And
Terry's threesome was, because we saw it. We saw it. It was very obvious. It was very, very obvious what was
yeah.
happening there. And can I ask you though, do you think that is, can you constitute that as a rapey situation?
No, I
Because
wouldn't say it was rape.
there is consent, but it is, there's
Mm,
deceit as well.
yeah, and I think maybe that's why she was hurt. I think that's why she was hurt at the end because of when she was with her newfound bae. I don't know how far they went into that relationship, but she did express, or she seemed a bit disappointed that when she realized that, oh, she got
She
tricked.
got played.
Yeah, I wouldn't categorize it as rape, but it could be a violation, maybe, you know. I think the show is teaching us just a lot about the importance of consent and being honest in your relationships, in your entanglements, in your situationships. Like honesty, being honest and seeking consent is so important. Like really, really
Man,
important.
I'm surprised no one got an STD in this show. I was just waiting for
We
that.
don't know. We don't know. Ooh, what did you guys think of the period sex? Like, oh, the best scene of period sex
The blood
ever.
clotting, bruv.
The
Blood
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 clotting.
clot.
clottings. Blood clottings.
Oh, that was
Period
funny. That
sex.
was
Also,
funny. That was
also,
funny.
Have you guys
it
ever
was
experienced
funny.
a blood clot before?
Nah, blood clot never touched me, man.
Nah, but you swam in the Dead Sea.
Yeah, I have.
Ooh.
You swam in
I
the
have.
Red Sea.
So,
I've
vagina's a dead sea.
Hey, relax, relax. I'm trying to make it work.
come on.
The red,
It's
is it the Dead Sea, the Red Sea, or some shit? I'm just
yeah. You can Google it, but yeah,
man. You would
the
how
Red
how how
Sea.
is
Yeah.
how is
Period sex.
yeah, that's it.
I don't know why, man. Like it's exciting. I don't know. Like it feels like you're not supposed to be doing this.
Yeah, you're like a vampire in the
So you like,
streets.
I
right,
think I
right.
think it would feel nice. I think it would feel nice because I mean, there's like a lot of lubrication, and it could get messy, of course. I've never done it. I've never done it, but
God, I feel like this
I
episode
think
should
I
be
might want
like
to.
a
Chewing.
video.
I think we might have to try it.
Okay, like I am a
Maybe.
pelohan. Mm.
Ah! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my God,
Oh my
Monica,
god!
we should have you more
Disclaimer.
often here. We should have you more
Disclaimer
often. I
to the
love this so
people.
much.
Disclaimer to the people. I don't even get a period. I'm on birth control, so don't even try that. Do not even try that.
Yeah, nah,
Oh
jokes, jokes,
gosh,
jokes, 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 jokes.
blood
But just
clot things.
but just at the blood clot thing, or like when I think about it, I remember like how you can feel it coming out. Like all my
Whoa.
ladies will know what I'm talking about. Like if when you're sneezing or like when you have mid conversation, you're just talking to someone and maybe you laugh a bit too hard or you sneeze, you can feel it come out and you're like, oh,
Okay,
I love
that's
that scene so
interesting.
much. It was so realistic. But yes, let's
Yeah. Okay. Yo,
normalize
quick.
periods.
Yeah, conversations about periods should be
Yeah,
a thing.
I've never had um period sex. Nah, just before, maybe before or at the end, if that.
We don't need to know about your sexual escapades, sir.
I mean, it was with you, so I don't
Oh,
understand
What?
why you
The
wilding,
lies again, AP.
why
The
you
lies
hard.
again. The lies
It's
again. Chewy,
nothing
oh
but
my God.
facts. Nothing but facts.
Lies.
Nothing but facts. Kaya ako yung mga tao lagi na when may.
man.
Okay, no jokes, jokes. Okay, no, these are jokes. These are
The
jokes.
lies.
But yeah, back to that threesome was, yeah, I also think it was a violation, but I don't think necessarily a rape because
Mm.
because yes, deceit, but it's it also kind of reminds me of, it kind of takes me back to the Kwame situation with the white girl.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And
They
Yo.
both used each other.
yeah, that's
Mm.
I was like, cool, he's a gay dude and he had sex with this girl and I guess presented himself as something else. But oh,
Did she ever? Did she have? What
the
was it
conversation was,
necessary? What was it necessary for her to go that far, though? You think?
I don't know. Listen, I cannot speak for women. I cannot speak for women. But I'm going to
Okay,
try
Monica,
let me
anyway.
try.
Okay, then.
Monica.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, let me
that's your
try.
cue. That's your cue.
My personal opinion from both of them, I feel like Kwame and the white girl situation, it's honestly just a matter of preference as a person because of the girl just dates black guys for whatever reason. She just dates black guys. So
That
if
was
she's
kind of
dating
weird, by
you,
the way.
yeah, as a black man, are you gonna be offended now because of she just dates black people and she's just after
Mm-hmm.
them? And then the Kwame
Mm-hmm.
situation, I feel like he is gay, but he slept with a woman, but he respected you. There was consent. Does his sexual history really matter in the sense? I'm not talking about STIs, STDs, all of that. I'm talking about sexual history in the sense of his sexual identity. Does that really
Mm-hmm.
matter for the both of them and for their
Mm-hmm.
encounter? Because of it was almost just like a one night stand. It wasn't even a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really have to break down yourself or explain yourself to that extent with someone who you possibly could just have sex with once and just not see each other again?
Not to
So
mention, she was a homophobe as well. So,
yeah, I wasn't offended with Kwame being with a woman, especially in that setup. If it had went into a relationship, I feel like then I would have felt a bit like, okay,
yeah.
this is
Thank
a
you for saying that
violation. Yeah,
because I felt the same way. I felt the same way. Like I was upset that she was getting that upset.
me too.
But
Nah,
hey, no, like you
but
just said,
that's
personal preference. Personal preference. You know, she
Yeah.
prefers not to. She's a homophobe. She doesn't like gay guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's what insulted her because of her homophobia. I think her homophobia is what insulted her.
Yeah.
I don't think
And she was deflecting.
yeah, because if she wasn't homophobic, I think she would have been able to be like, you know what, you're gay, but cool. How is that a violation? We we had sex consensually. One, she's a
And no one
homophobe.
was.
Yeah, yeah. One, she's a
Yeah.
homophobe. Two,
Yes.
fetishized whatever the word, black bodies.
Fetishized.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
so, for me from the jump, she was problematic because it's like
Mm.
okay, would that situation have been different if maybe let's say Simon or anyone cool of someone we know, a dude had sex with a girl that identifies as being lesbian, but was like, maybe fuck women, I want to hook
Mm.
up with a dude. There wouldn't be any outrage.
At all.
There wouldn't be any outrage because it's like,
None
she's out here, she's
whatsoever.
trying new things. So, the I think, yeah, no, this show is, yeah, 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 yeah.
I have one more thing to get to slot in here. The alliance episode. The alliance is spicy, bro.
I love
Um,
that.
the
That
alliance episode with the false rape.
Ish.
that episode for me, that episode for me was a tricky situation all around because remember, dude had sex with the girl, right? Took a picture
Mm-hmm.
without consent. Took a picture without consent.
Mm-hmm. There were multiple things happening there that was just wrong.
And then paid her for the pictures.
Then paid her for the pictures.
Multiple things.
Paid her for the pictures, and then she
Sent
accused
them to
him.
his friend.
Sent them to his friends. then
Yes.
she accused him of rape, and then the thing that exonerated him was the violation.
Was the violation itself.
So it was
Wow.
like that chill for me was tricky. Like ah ah ah.
But are we seeing this? I like this show is literally breaking down consent for us and just how consent and violation go hand in hand.
Mm,
And
mm,
for me, what I took away from that episode was just how you can be a person who you're uneducated or you do these crazy wrong things, but you can still change. Because at the towards the end of the episode, that girl was doing amazing things. She was helping women heal from um, sexual violence. So
mm.
people, we can have second chances in life. You can make mistakes. Stealth rapists out there. You can make mistakes, and maybe you're doing it intentionally, but you can change your ways. Do the
You can
right
find
thing
redemption.
eventually down the line.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
the show is.
Okay.
Yeah, Monica, what was your question about the last episode?
um, when I watched the last episode, I was so taken aback by just how amazing it was. Of course, when you watch it from the beginning, you're like, what's going on? But I feel like everyone can interpret the ending for themselves, like what it means for you. So I'm putting the question to you guys. What do you think of the last episode? What do you think it means? Keep in mind, three things
Mm,
happened.
yeah, there's like three scenarios that played out.
Yes.
Okay, like first of all, like the first thing right off the bat is that there is no clear resolution. There is no, because honestly, um, it plays in the gray area of resolution, com- like completing her. In stories, you have to complete the journey.
Mm,
You have
mm.
to, but she plays it out like it's real life. Like in real life, you don't get to that completion.
That is so
You
true.
don't get there.
Yes.
You don't get there. You don't get your resolution. You don't. Your
Mm,
rapist does not go to jail sometimes.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You don't get that resolution. So I looked at it as those three scenarios as the one where she beats him up is like the anger inside of her,
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God.
right?
Exactly what I was thinking.
And like it's the anger inside of her, like she's.
Mm-hmm.
But then that's the thing, it played out as her letting go of these things, for me, in a
Mm-hmm.
sense. So these scenarios of are her letting go. So it's she played it
Mm-hmm.
out in her head, and then she stuck him under the bed. I'm done with you. You
Because the
know.
bed is
And
where she would hide things not to deal with them. Remember when after
exactly.
she got the whole stealth raping thing, she just threw the
Mm-hmm.
clothes
Under
that
the
were taken
bed.
as evidence. Yeah, she just put them
even
under the
even
bed.
when even with the revelation that she had, did she
An
have an
abortion.
abortion? Yes, under the
Yes.
bed. So
Mm.
threw him under the bed. I'm done with you.
Maybe it's referring to people who don't address situations. So something
Directly.
happens to you, you just don't address it. You just push it to the side and you try to keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
And
it
then
was oh you still yeah. Yeah.
scenario two. Scenario two was which one again?
Men's
Scenario
cry.
Remind
2,
me.
it's when they both went to her place. So Arabella called the police, but then she went to her place with the guy. The guy
Yeah,
explained
oh yeah.
his
So
actions.
it's the scenario where she gets justice.
Mm.
It's the scenario where she gets justice. So that's her letting go of the fact that she will not get that justice in the end, obviously because the her case was closed,
Mm.
you know.
Mm.
So I look at it as this is what she wants. It's a thing that she would like to have, but she doesn't get it at this
Yeah.
point, you know. So
Yeah.
she's letting go of that fact that, you know what, maybe I might not get justice,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay.
Yeah. And scenario
The
3 is,
last scenario. Yeah.
I think it's the one where she has sex with him.
They have sex. Yes.
This is her reclaiming her power. It
Oh
has
my
to be
gosh,
that.
AP, you
Yes.
and
Yes.
I same
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
wavelength.
whoa, whoa. We had this conversation. Why are you giving AP props when what is going on here?
Okay, AP,
Disrespect.
same wavelength as me and Tree. Same
The level
wavelength.
of disrespect here will not be tolerated.
But yeah. It's her reclaiming her power. Yeah, and then ultimately in the morning, those things get up and they leave. That's her letting go.
Mm.
That was so beautiful.
Mm.
Oh my word, when the guy just rolled out of the bed and he carried that bag of I think it was the clothes or something, but the abortion picture was also in it and was her just letting go of
Yeah,
all of the pain that
of
she's
the
been
pain and
through.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then ultimately
Yo, AP, you were
the
you were
last
just
scenario, which is,
you were just divulging all the good points. I can't say shit now.
hey man, you gave me time to think about this.
Trash,
That was
trash,
your
trash,
problem. You gave me
trash,
time
trash,
to think
trash,
about
trash,
this.
trash,
Um,
trash, trash, trash,
so I'm
trash.
going in. I'm going in right now. I'm going in. So ultimately, that last scenario, whether it is real or not, where she decides not to go to ego death. By the way, I love the fact that they titled the episode Ego Death. That's just another thing that goes with hand in hand with her letting go and oh fuck,
Mm.
Lord, cool. Um, her ultimately not going to the bar where she confronts the guy. Um, I think this is the one where it's the one that's in the gray for me because it's sort of the happy ending
Which scenario is this?
where she does it's where she just ultimately tells the roommate when she's sitting outside and the bird is
Oh,
chirping and then he's like, aren't you gonna go to your bar watching? And she's like, nah, I'm not, I'm gonna stay in today. This is basically the happy ending per se.
mm.
That's why I'm saying it's in the gray. It's
No,
in
but
the gray because
it's
ultimately
how you
she,
interpret it.
Mm.
it's in the gray because she she doesn't face the dude at all.
Yeah.
She doesn't face the dude at all. It's nothing. None of that happens, and ultimately, with her letting go of that thing of going to bar watch, which means she's harboring the fantasy of facing the dude. When she lets go of that, then she moves on and finishes her book, you know, and her friends get the success they want, and they ultimately have the happy ending. And I put this in quotation marks, you know.
Mm.
So yeah, that's how I saw it.
The nutrient.
AP, I mean, man's just said everything I wanted to say, so I don't even know why I'm here. But it was a giving AP props. AP, see me. Yeah. It was a dope episode. I think it was a beautiful episode because when it started, I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And they killed dude. I'm like, "Hey man, what's
Yeah,
going?"
I
And
was
then
panicking when I saw that.
exact, and then it reset, and you're like, "Hey man, what the fuck is this?" I hope this is not another Euphoria ending with a dance number at the end. Can I please have a good ending in the series? And then yeah, the first scenario where she kills dude, and then the second one happens where they um in the bathroom. That also kind of threw me for a loop because like, the fuck is going on? And then remember the what was it? I'm not sure. I think I'm mixing up scenarios, but there's a scenario they have in the bathroom where he's kind of like breaking down, essentially. Where
That's when they
Yes.
when they slept together.
was that when they slept together?
Yeah, and
Because there's a
Arabella's sleeping.
conversation. Because there's a conversation they have. There's in the second scenario. There's a conversation they have on her bed where he's
Yeah,
kind of like
he opens up.
he's the embodiment of all violators and rapists and whatever, and he's kind of like saying, prison rape, I've molested, and he mentioned all these things, and you're like, oh, it's not him, but it's the community at large, and it talks about maybe mental health and how people who have been hurt, people who have been um, violated, end up being the violators. People who
Her
hurt people. So
people.
it was kind of dope. I was like, oh, okay, different scenarios. Okay, this is cool. She killed the dude. That was the anger. That was the revenge. That was the animosity. That was the hate you have in your heart because this person did violate her. Like you're going to have that hate. Then the second one is understanding where these people coming from. And I'm not saying
Mm,
we should understand where violators are coming from. If you're doing some fucked up shit, you should face the consequences for doing some fucked up shit. But they but that's the easy part. The easy part is saying you did fucked up shit, you're going to jail. Why did that person do the fucked up shit? Where did that stem from? And then what was the last one? It was her not going to the club anymore, man.
no, the last one is when they sleep together. So
They sleep together.
they,
That was weird.
yeah.
That was weird. But it was kind of like what you AP said.
When she
What
was
AP
humping him,
Yeah, and then like what AP said, that the control thing, that was where she was reclaiming her control of like I have control as well. It's not about um all of that. I remember we were talking about this, Monica, but no, we're not on the same wavelength. My God. But her reclaiming her control, and then
Or should
for me, I think the one we think is the happy ending, quote unquote. I think for me that's the real life situation. That's the like most of the time there's no resolution. Most of the time, like you just said, bro, there's no justice. There's no. Most of the time, is keep it pushing, bro. Keep it pushing. Your life is like that, and it sucks that that's the reality of life. That justice is such it's unattainable. So like it feels like it's unattainable. It feels like it's unattainable. So it was a beautiful episode, man. It was a beautiful episode. I was like, shit, this encapsulates the whole show. Like, this is an ending. This is how you end off a show. And yeah, wait, before we continue about ending the show, there's a thing that really annoyed me, and it was when Simon was telling Bella that Terry told him that it was cool for him to leave her at the club. I am fair too. Bro, if you're, I know this is, I'm just thought about it now because we were talking in the beginning. We were talking about leaving people behind.
yeah, yeah,
AP, you and I go to a club. You and I, me and you go to a club. We're going to turn up. I get fucking drunk. You call Monica, hey, Chewy is drunk, and then she says, Joe, Chewy gets like that. Leave him. The responsibility is still yours. It was
it was never Monica's. It
Oh, that
was
was
never
weird. That
Monica's
was
in the first place.
Nah, man. No, 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 no. No, bad behavior. Bad behavior. Red card.
yeah. But I liked how Arabella reacted when she found out because of even me. I love cutting people off. Like if you do me wrong, I cut you off. So to see her forgive her friend,
Mm,
and again, the show shows just how you can do something wrong. Terry was wrong for saying, "Yo, Simon, leave Arabella," and instead of being a trash friend, she took a oh, the word is leaving my mind, but she took a decision to be a good friend. She was
mm.
like, I'm going to be a good friend. I'm going to be there. I'm going to support you through this. And I think that's what also helped Arabella not to end the friendship because she saw that, okay, my friend did something wrong or said something wrong. Ultimately, the responsibility still lies with Simon because of he was physically there.
Mm.
So she forgave her friend, and again, it just shows that people, we make mistakes, but we can grow from them. We can do better, and people sometimes do deserve second chances.
No, and hurt people thing. I'm thinking
Mm.
about when Arabella locked Kwame in the room with Dude,
Oh,
and she didn't
oh,
even realize that she's doing trash. And it's like, like you're well aware of your trauma, you're well aware of your situation, but you're so disconnected from what someone else is feeling.
she's so consumed with her life. She's she can't even see what her friends are going through.
And yeah, and like if your friends don't talk to you, that's on them. That's uh, but
Oh,
uh no, but like in that regard, like the when you lock someone in the room, like you know what you're doing when you're locking someone in a room with someone they don't know.
yeah.
Just that, like
Yep.
it.
I think it speaks on um trying to hook up friends
Mm,
or just trying to set friends up. Sometimes you have good intentions to do something, but
mm, mm,
your
mm.
execution can just be so off, like literally so off. It doesn't necessarily have to be you trying to set someone up, even. It can just be anything else. I think it just, th- that scene made us think and just be cognizant of our actions towards other people. That sometimes you might have good intentions, but your execution or just don't even do it at all. Like it's an idea, leave it at that. It's just an idea. We're all adults. We can decide for ourselves if we want to pursue something or not. One more thing before we get into the ending, talking about the ending again. I love that part where she was so consumed with wanting to be a hero, wanting to address all of everyone's problems on social media, to the point where again she couldn't see that Kwame was going through something, or even when Kwame expressed that, oh, because I think in the show they didn't show the part where
They
Kwame
didn't.
um
They didn't.
yeah
I was mad at
reveals what
that.
he went through with her. Yeah, but at some point she knows what happened. So she's so consumed with her own life that she can't see what's going on. And then her therapist or her social worker or whoever she was talking to mentions to her that, why do we need social media? Do you need it so much? Because of it forces us not to listen to people. I can't remember if she said that in those words, but something along those lines of how social media is designed for us not to listen. And I was like, wow, we get so much information from social media, but are we really listening?
No, we're not. Well, especially when it comes to social media, I think it's the worst place you can go for mental health, right? Because at the end of the day, it's about portraying an image, and most of the time, people on social media aren't really portraying their honest self. You could be doing good intentions, all of that, but you're using it as what's the
Crux.
word? Hey, my vocab is dead. Um,
English has depleted.
yeah, nah, for real, my minutes are done. My minutes are done. But as fuck man, I can't be spending 5 minutes trying to find a word. But
But you made your point, bro. We
as a
understand.
distraction, you use it as a
Mm.
distraction because you're not, like you were saying, Monica. Your focus is on, I want to be a hero, I want to do all of this, but you're not
But
even
are you hearing
focusing.
people?
Are you hearing people, and are you hearing yourself? Are you hearing yourself? Because remember
Hmm.
that scene, I think was done very well, where she's walking around and she's incoherent. She's just like saying the first thing that comes to her head. She's saying the first thing that comes to her head, saying the first thing that comes to her head. And I feel like social media does that to a lot of people, where you see people posting stupid shit on social media. Like you can see you thought of this, but you didn't think of it. You typed it as it came into your head. You didn't really sit down with the thoughts, try to, but yeah, and I feel like social media is the worst place to go for mental health. Social media,
No.
where everyone's trying to be living their best lives, uh,
Hashtag living my best life.
living our best life.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Can I give
Okay,
my
on
take
that
on the
note,
ending?
Oh yeah,
yeah,
oh
yes,
yeah,
yes,
oh yeah,
please.
oh
Oh,
yeah.
AP wants to cut me off. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I just did the worst male thing possible.
No, it's okay. For me, the ending was so beautiful. It really, I feel like the ending is so healing. It helps us to deal with things because it's showing us that there's just not one way of dealing with something. And you can be angry, you can find the answers, you can take your power, but ultimately, at the end of the day, you just have to let go of things. Honestly, you just have to heal yourself. You have to let go of things. That's the only way. Like, oh, that episode was so beautiful for me. I loved it so much. I think my favorite scene was actually the second one where the guy is explaining why he did those things. And I don't think it was, I agree with Chewy saying that it could be a representation of all men who've done rapey things or who have raped and violated women. But I think it's also for us to notice that hurt people hurt people. Yeah, and whatever the situation is for them, if you also carry that pain, you're gonna hurt someone else as well. But yeah, I love this series, and I hope people who haven't seen it will definitely
I mean,
get a hold of it and
we
watch it.
just
I
ruined the
mean,
whole
we just
thing for them.
spoiled it. We just spoiled the
I
whole thing for
know,
them,
but
right? But
okay,
it'll make them go. It'll make them go watch it now that we have spoiled the whole thing for them.
yeah. I think when you post it,
Mm.
just say in the title, spoilers. Are you hearing this,
Right?
Chewy?
I'm listening. I'm here.
You guys
Are
know.
you? Are you here? Are you
Yeah, man.
listening?
Yeah, it's 2:30 a.m. I'm here.
Yeah.
Right. I think on that note, people are are getting tired right now. We should make our way out.
Yeah. Thank you, and thank you again for joining us on this journey of uncomfortability, of yeah, of sad shit.
Yeah. Of holding the candle in this conversation. Um, yeah, thank you for joining us. This was actually a fun talk, guys. Eh? We should do this
Yeah.
again.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Nah. Kila
Thank you
kalanta.
for having me. Thank you for having me. And I feel like we
Yes,
need to continue having these conversations going forward.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
The more we
yes,
talk about
yes,
it, the more
yes.
we learn. And let's be open to also making mistakes, saying the wrong thing so that we can learn. It's a learning opportunity. Let's not cancel each other. Let's teach each other and do better.
Nah, but
True, true. Except for R. Kelly, but yes, true,
that's one too many
true.
mistakes, bro. That's like 18
That's
mistakes.
one too
That's
many.
like 14. That's
Yeah,
like
no.
40 mistakes. But um thank you for joining us on another episode with the oh my gosh, guys, I apologize. My
Wow,
brain is fried. Okay.
wow.
Thank you
Because
for
you were
joining
having
us
pizza. You were having pizza
thank
at
you.
midnight.
Thank you for joining us on another amazing episode of the Sega Saturday podcast with AP and Chewy. I am one half of this podcast.
And I am the second half of
Yeah.
this podcast,
Now
and
I'm holding the candle. Wow.
get
O tla
hold on,
tshwara?
Monique.
E o tjhese menwana. Tla ka metlholo. we wanna thank Monica for joining us, for going on this journey with us, for
And for opening up to us about her stories and experiences as well.
and also for getting conversations we've had and giving other motherfuckers props for the same points.
Thank you, Monica.
Trash.
Thank you for
trash,
giving me
trash,
credit.
trash. But nah,
Once again, thank you
guys,
for having me, guys.
all day, every day.
Yeah,
Anytime we got
anytime,
you got
anytime.
us. We on this journey.
Yeah, so
Give us feedback.
so yeah, as usual, the feedback would be great. And also shout out to the people that have been giving feedback. It has been great. We're working on the things that we have been, discussing with y'all. So thank you. Thank you for the
Thank you
feedback.
for listening to the second. The seconds. I told you this is the outro, bro. I told you
Oh
this is the
God.
jingle. The
Oh
seconds.
God.
We at the second. The
No.
seconds. Look at my ears. Look at my eyes. It's the second. The second.
Bye, people. Bye.
So sad. I'm so sad.
People are just shocked, and I have
Oh
to
my
deal
God,
with this
Monica.
every single day. Every
Yes,
single
you
day.
know.
Oh, you
Oh
guys
my
wanted
gosh.
more? Y'all wanted more? A second. Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm out. I'm
Cheers.
out.
Thank
I'm
you for
out.
joining us. Peace.